This week we begin the second book of the Torah, the book known as Exodus. Now in Hebrew it is called Sefer Shemos, the book of names. Now simply that is because the very first verse of the Parsha is, these are the names of the Jews that came down to Egypt. Reuven, Shimon, Levi, so on and so forth. But there must be something deeper to the fact that the entire book is called the book of names, much more than just that is the way the very first verse begins. And one of the answers is given to us by the Midrash. The Midrash says that while the Jewish people were in Egypt, they assimilated terribly, and their behavior, their value system was not that different from the Egyptians around them. However, they maintained their Jewish names. If Reuven and Shimon came down to Egypt, hundreds of years later when they left, it was Reuven and Shimon leaving. And in fact, the Midrash continues that their style of dress and their language also stayed the same. And it was in the merit of these three things that they were redeemed. And that's interesting, because when it comes to what's really important, we know it's the inside. It's the value system, the belief system, Torah study, performance of mitzvahs. This is what matters in Judaism. The other three seem to be far more external, something ethnic, cultural. But while that is true, the message of the Parsha is no, they matter too. We should not underestimate things like language, names, style of dress. And especially when living in an area that's not very Jewish, these things make a big difference. They establish our identity as Jews, and they give us a pride to be Jewish people. And the message, therefore, of Parshos Shemos is that this is a week to work on those externals, to perhaps walk around with a yarmulke or kippah if you usually do not. Go by your Jewish name in a setting that you normally do not. Have a very good Shabbos.